Right. I guess we'll get going. So, good morning, everyone. Personally, this is a moment I've waited for quite some time. The mantle of the hand wavy bit has been handed over to me, along with a PowerPoint deck that started out live as transparent slides and is now actually in digital format. So, some of the layout might look a little bit familiar. Hopefully, it's a friendly one. So from the VMUG team, of which you'll see most of today, myself, Chris, you see Gareth, Linda, and our new man on the team, Jonathan. Really happy to have him as part of the committee, and look forward to him joining us. We're still waiting for some more. That's all right.
We're currently herding.
Do some enhanced sheepdogging. We're good. I've not gone into anything massive yet, so wonderful. Morning, everyone. Yeah, we all good? Brilliant. So, yep, if you've not met before, I'm Chris. I've been on the VMUG committee for a few years, but they don't normally let me talk. But today, due to Mr. Simpson not being around, I get the dubious pleasure of introducing it. I'm really happy to be so. Linda, Gareth, and Jonathan as well. If you've got any queries throughout the day, please come and talk to us. We're here to help. Although some of us might be employed by vendors or VMware, we are not vendor shills. We're users. Myself, I've been a member of this group for 10-ish and a bit years, and yeah, it's a community thing. So please come and talk to us. Official sort of practicalities. We are an inclusive event, as everyone I've always spoken to here is well aware of. But if there's something that is not quite hitting the note for you, then please come and talk to us. It'd be lovely if we just had the one conversation that is starting up here, unless we're doing a panel, in which case we want as much talking as possible. But until then, yeah, let the poor guy up on the podium speak, unless you can't hear them, in which case please let us know. We don't have any official NDAs in place, so consider anything that we say public. And last but not least, if you hear Inspector Sands, as I did yesterday coming into Euston, which was a little bit concerning when they do a general alarm as your train pulls in, please leave. We're not aware of any drills today, so if there is a fire alarm, it's probably a real one. Some of you will have been at our Leicester event. It was a really good one last year. I think that was our last one at the Space Centre for a while. I'll talk a little bit about where we're going in the future. Gareth assures me that there are some more videos coming up soon, but we don't have a neat YouTube URL just yet. So if you can find some people to subscribe to it, then we can have one, and that will be lovely. But at the moment, you'll find them at the link here. Of course, our slides are available, I think, on... Do we do them on box.net?
Yeah, I'll get Gareth through.
Yeah, at some point from the last 10 years, they'll be up there. So, a little bit of news and a little bit of something for later. So, obviously, VMware and its potential acquisition still goes on. I don't really have anything to say about that. Everyone is looking at it, including the Monopolies Commission, but why is there only one of them? I'm sure they'll sort it out eventually. From a techie point of view, biggest thing for me was the new way they're doing the release cycle. So, as a former sort of VMware vendor partner, it was always a bit of a challenge when a new version of vSphere would come out, and it would drop, and that's the first you'd see of it, and you've got to try and make your software compatible with it. which was interesting because it would often be massively different from the beta. The fact they're now doing a proper early access and then a release version of it is, I think, a really nice thing. So you'll also see a QR code on here, which for Matt's session later, you might want to take a photo of that. It'll be useful. As you know, we don't officially kind of sell stuff, but VMware, VMUG Advantage, if you want good value lab licenses, this is about as cheap as you can legitimately get it. Specifically, if you decide to sign up before the 3rd of May, so there's a full sort of 15% discount, which I think is pretty good value for all those lab licenses. So recommend that you try it. Got one sponsor this for this meeting, Extrovert. We're really happy to have them here. Extrovert obviously been a long time VMware partner. These guys know their stuff. There's plenty of former VMUG members and current VMUG members that work with Extrovert. So go and have a chat with them. They're absolutely worth it. From an agenda point of view, so Matt's going to be up next with his business of IT. So we're doing a little bit more than just a pure.
Oh,
And Ed. Ed's here. Sorry, Ed. Yeah, a little bit more than your standard techie speak. It's going to be. I think it's promising to be a pretty good session. And then we'll do some NSX and AVI with Ricardo. A little bit of a break into some infrastructure as code. If you're not kind of codifying these things, you really should consider doing it. Harry's got a great session up for that. Into a bit of VMware Cloud. We all hear about these things that we should be doing. Okay, so we've done it. Now what? Let's actually see what stage 2 is with James and Stephen. And then onto some endpoint after lunch with Brad. So it'd be really nice to see some actual end user use cases. This is going kind of a bit beyond the PowerShell, beyond the PowerPoint, and actually how it's done. Finishing off before our break with Chris, and then finally, but certainly not least, with Sam, talking about some career stuff, which is, I still think, one of the finest things of VMUG. Couple of dates for the diary. We've got our summer bash coming up in July. There will be some luxury VBeers of a form once we've organised them, but we'll try and make a thing of it. It will be in London, possibly here. We have this book, don't we?
yeah.
Checking. Right, so it'll definitely be here in July, but maybe going on somewhere nice afterwards. And November, we've secured the wonderful spot of Birmingham again. It's not Leicester, but it's a more central location. It's going to be very easy to get to. It's a pretty large location, but it's not a space centre. It's not quite as sexy, but yeah, we're still good. And on that, I'd like to introduce Matt and Ed's session. So the business of IT, looking at the purpose of an execution of an IT organisation, what it really means.
What does it really mean?
What does it really mean? What's he really like?
Brilliant.